Okay, so here we go. Star-Lord versus Boba Fett. Now, I'm actually going to go with a post-Annihilation Conquest version of Star-Lord. Probably think, why does it make a difference? Pre-Annihilation Conquest Star-Lord, he had lots of cybernetic enhancements. Those were removed during Annihilation Conquest because of the invasion of the Phalanx. Therefore, of course, kind of co-opting anything that was and was technologically advanced. So all the implants he had could have been taken over by the Phalanx, and they were like, we have to get rid of them in order to keep everything on the up and up. So that's that version of Star-Lord. Boba Fett, not truly going to use a lot of expanded universe, but I'll be using some of it. Because this character really didn't get that much when it came to the movies. He had a decent amount in the comics. But I'm going to kind of limit the expanded universe because a lot of it, his feats are just ridiculous. So I'll be using some expanded universe, not all of it. Again, no, I would stick to things like the comics and the movies. But let's be honest, he's got very little in the way of movies. And as always, my 9 criteria. So I've got intelligence, findability, strength, speed, durability. You can read all that for yourself. Here we go, intelligence. Both these guys are tremendously skilled bounty hunters. Star-Lord has helped lead a small army. Of course, if I was going to go with pre-Annihilation Conquest, he actually would have the added advantage of the cyber implants that he had inside his brain, which gave him really enhanced tactical skills. I'm taking on that versus the most decorated and powerful bounty hunter in the Star Wars universe, for the most part. I will actually give the edge to Boba Fett when it comes to intelligence. When Darth Vader had to schedule, we need to find these people. Who was the one who actually helped set the trap? Boba Fett. Ironically, they were going to do a plot point where Boba Fett and Darth Vader were brothers in one of the prequels. Could have been interesting. But I will give a slight intelligence edge to Boba Fett, and that's predominantly because he doesn't have the trappings of friends or a family. He watched his dad get murdered in front of him. He just knows the hunt. Boba Fett doesn't have like a small army of people that he hangs around with. For him, he's a bounty hunter. This is what he does. If you want something done, you go to Boba Fett. Findability. I'll again give this one to Boba Fett. He got the from Star-Lord in his Kree training, and some of the other training that he's had throughout his doing this, but he is taking on one of the most skilled Mandalorian warriors. Yes, I'm entirely well aware of the fact that when you watch Return of the Jedi, he gets taken out by like an errant blaster shot. But when he's given time to shine, he is a ridiculously powerful, highly skilled individual. Now, of course, I'll just go through these pretty quickly. The reason why I'm giving strength, speed, and durability to Star-Lord, ironically, since he is not purely human, he actually does have enhanced strength, enhanced speed, and he's got a very good level of durability. He actually has enhanced durability. So he actually does have a slight healing factor. His suit also augments his strength. So beyond being beyond peak human when it comes to strength, stamina, as well as reflexes, his suit augments them as well. Now when it comes to speed, he does have enhanced reflexes. They're actually enhanced more if we're looking at pre-Annihilation Conquest, but I'm also comparing, you've got a jetpack on Boba Fett versus the jet boots on Star-Lord. And I think, again, this is just more of a, when you see in the comics, they do a lot more when it comes to speed. Because you can do that more than you can in live action. So I'm actually putting the jet boots as slightly faster than the jetpack. And lots just because by the time Boba Fett really has mastered his jetpack, it's towards the amount of technology in Star Wars has kind of waned. That's why when they show it firing, it's still a relative combustion engine. Invulnerability. I'm giving this one to the Mandalorian armor. Well aware of the fact that Star-Lord's armor also has personal, getting kind of high, also has personal force fields, but I'm also looking at the Mandalorian armor. Mandalorian armor is amazing. Depending on rider, it actually, it's good against blaster bolts. It's also highly maneuverable. There's nice spots, so it doesn't really inhibit any sort of movement, and it's considered one of the more powerful armors in Star Wars. I'm very sensible. Well, there's probably Night Sister enhanced Cartosis, but Mandalorian armor is one of the premier armors. And let's be honest, it's probably one of the coolest things you're probably ever going to see somebody wear. There's a reason why when people do the combination plays, Boba Fett, Mandalorian armor, and anything else is perfect. It's an iconic armor, it's powerful, and it can take a tremendous beating. EP, I might just change this to range sooner or later. Now, I had to go with their most powerful. Either it's the EE3 carbine, which is the standard weapon you tend to see Boba Fett rocking, or the elemental guns. So I'm looking at a really powerful blaster bolt versus the ability to essentially fire off the 4 different elements. I think a gun that you can switch back and forth between the 4 different elements definitely has a much greater level of impact than what you're going to see in the EE3 carbine. That being said, hate when that happens. I accidentally typed into that. So versatility, I'm gonna give it to Boba Fett. Primarily reason why is he's got carbine, he's got poison darts, flamethrower, missiles. I think we need to be honest. Boba Fett effectively is Space Batman. He's Space Batman / Iron Man. He's got no real connections to tie him down. He's got a tremendous amount of money that he spends on weapons, and he carries a small arsenal everywhere that he goes. Knowing that he has no one to fall back on, he has to bring everything that he needs for the fight at that point in time. Now we're done an X Factor. Controversial pick, I'm giving Boba Fett. The main reason why. Fett's reputation and skill set is virtually unmatched. Now if you want to go back and forth this one, think back to Star Wars Classic Trilogy. Think of how everyone responded to Darth Vader. Nobody remotely talked back to Darth Vader. He force choked you. He pretty much killed you. Boba Fett, when they're talking about freezing Han Solo and carbonite, Fett looks at Vader. He's no good to me dead. Vader wasn't like, he was like, hey, the Empire will. So don't worry, the Empire will give you enough money. So the only person to remotely punk Darth Vader, and that's the closest we got out of everybody, Boba Fett. What if he could actually be successful in Star Wars? Boba Fett. I mean, that's impressive. That lets you know exactly how much swagger he had if he's the only person to be able to be like, hey, Vader, if this doesn't work, you owe me. And Vader's like, it's cool, but I got this. Don't worry, if it doesn't work, we'll send you a check. No reason to get upset. So, from that standpoint, I think if these two guys were to get into a battle again, you could say Warfare was something that's a Zora and Slave 1. I can see these two guys disabling each other's ships, crash landing them. Alright, it's time to throw down. And I think Boba Fett just slightly takes the edge in the fact that not only is he that good, he is well aware that he's that good. And he does not make mistakes due to overconfidence.